Welcome to another edition of AFTERBUZZ TV Spotlight On. We're talking Cuban food, Dallas, George Lopez, and acting with Ashley Zamora next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I like this. It's a happy song. I need Justin Timberlake. It's all happy. Hi, welcome to another edition of Spotlight On here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. You can follow me on all the interwebs at James Lott Jr. Not senior, that's my father. My guest today is someone who's really talented and funny. She has a new show on the TV Land network called Lopez. Yes, that George Lopez has a new series, and it's really funny. She's Cubano-American, right? Cubano-American, did I say correctly? Yeah, I did say correctly. From Dallas. Her first big break was on a show that I loved that got canceled, Fox's Gang Related. I love that show. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Zamora. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Welcome. I liked that show actually. They only did one season of it and it didn't stay.
I was really surprised when I heard that it didn't get picked up for a second season. I was like, what?
I thought it was doing really well.
Me too.
And the cast was so good. Everyone was so good on that show.
I know, and all of my friends were watching the show and they were like, what? It didn't come back for a second season?
Right.
What happened? You know?
Based on a movie that was years ago, I thought it was a great adaptation of it. I watched it every week. It was so good.
It was really good.
It was brutal too. It was brutal in there.
Mm.
And you played, okay, let me make sure I get this correct because I remember you on the show, but I'm going to make sure I say it's correct for everybody who didn't watch the show because it was like one of your first big breaks. You played Lourdes, who was a 17-year-old Mexican victim of human trafficking and it had your leg amputated. You tried to escape.
I was missing my limb. I had one leg.
Yes.
And basically she was found hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
With her leg amputated, and they just kind of took her down and tried to figure out what happened. Yeah. She lost her baby. They took it. Human trafficking.
Yeah.
And eventually she got her baby back and everything was happy.
How did you act with the leg thing? Tell people how that works. Let me know how that works.
Basically, I went to hair and makeup and they put like a bunch of like purple and black makeup and red and made it look all bruised and stuff. Okay. And then actually in the bed, the hospital bed, there was a hole and I put my foot through the hole.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and they put like gauze on it and stuff to make it look all grody and stuff. It was really cool though.
You used my word. I love grody. Use my word. That's really also okay. So I always wonder how they do that. So you're laying in bed, but your one leg.
But my leg is like down through the bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably comfortable, wasn't it?
I mean, you know,
kinda, no.
After a little bit, it was wood. So like after a while, like I started feeling it on my leg, and it was like.
Just to fall asleep.
I was like, I need to walk and move.
That's so interesting. So playing that story. For that episode, how did you like shake it off afterwards? Like when you because you're an actress, of course you're there to act, but like, it's a heavy subject.
It really is. It's just kind of immersing yourself in the story while you're there, and you've got to be able to take yourself out, or else you're gonna be all one of those like messed up people. You can't be stuck in that mindset. When the director calls cut, it's done. You gotta like, okay, take a breath, shake it out, engage with the crew and try to, talk a little bit. And as soon as action, hop back in it.
How important is the crew? Tell people how important the crew is.
Oh my God, the crew is the most important part. They're more important than me.
Yes. Well, they're there before you get there. They're after you leave. I mean, crew is like amazing.
Yeah, I mean, without crew, you have no clothes, nothing to say, no lighting, no set.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to look at it too.
Yeah.
And so also being on their good side, I'm sure also helps you too.
Well, it's not hard to stay on their good side. Honestly, everybody's there working towards a common goal. Having this TV show be awesome. And so everybody's really passionate. Everybody's really happy to be there. Typically, there isn't, like, somebody grumpy, like, I wish they paid me more. This sucks, Everybody's there because they like it. And so it's always, in my experience at least, it's always been really good vibes.
Yeah. So now how did that show come into your orbit? How'd you get that one? Was it just auditioning?
Yeah, just auditioning, going out, and doing the best that I can. That's always my goal, is just to be as good as I can, always bring 110% to the table. Yeah. That's so important. Yeah. And, when you do that, it pays off and people see that.
Yeah, well, I was like saying, one of your first big roles, that was something memorable. So I loved that show. I'm just so sad. I'm like, Fox, bring it back. It was so good. Everybody was good in it. We're going to play actually part of a trailer of your new series with George Lopez. The trailer is, if you want to see the full thing, it's so hilarious. But she's in towards the beginning of the trailer. So let's go ahead and roll that, Jonathan, and what's that?
You have an 80% positive rating among blacks and Hispanics, but not as high among other
Whites.
and Asians.
So you're telling me that could be a problem because my audience is brown?
No. So I specifically made sure not to say that.
Dad, I'm going to take a gap year.
You're not dropping out of high school.
Of course not. I'm taking a gap year.
You're not dropping out, you're not gapping out, you're not dropping into a gap, but if you work at a gap, I'll be right there, I'll drop you off every day.
I took a gap year once. I just never went back.
That's your role model.
We talked about you trimming back these trees a little more.
Talk to my new gardener about the trees. Manolo, talk to this guy about the trees.
New gardener, man, that's great. Yeah, how you doing? You're not a gardener, are you?
He's funny too.
All right, we're good. All good. All good.
She dated another celebrity.
Yeah, but which one? Let's see. Eva Longoria's engaged.
Yes.
Sofia Vergara, language issue.
She don't speak English.
Selma Hayek.
She doesn't have to be Latina, George. Think outside the box.
George, what do you do? Where
This
you
show
work?
looks so hilarious.
It really is.
I mean, you must laugh all the time on set.
It really was. It was a really fun set. Everybody was
Yeah.
just like so nice and so great to work with.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever like, it's very different from going from my dramatic role to
Yes,
a sitcom.
completely.
It's a totally different feel on set. It's a lot less serious. It's a little more like fun, a little bit more loose, which was really interesting because I'm used to being on this like really heavy setting. Please don't talk to me too much. I'm trying to focus. Just to not hop out of it. You want to kind of stay in the feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just different because as soon as I called cut, everybody was laughing and making jokes, and it was great.
So first, the series is on TV Land right now,
Mm-hmm.
and so how did this come to your orbit? How did this show come to you? The same auditioning. Wow.
Yeah.
You have good agents out there. They send you out some work.
They work hard.
They work hard for you. That's great. So you auditioned for it. Do you remember the audition process? Who did you meet in the audition? Did you meet George Lopez? Was he there as part of it? Or?
No, I didn't meet anybody in the audition room. It was just a regular audition. I came in, I did it, whatever. I left. I felt really good about it. I left the audition room. I was like,
I got this. That's
I
right.
did a good job. But then they called me back for a producer callback, and that's where George was.
Okay.
George was at the producer callback.
How'd that feel seeing George?
It was
he's an icon.
really exciting. I was just, it was cool. I was sitting in the waiting area, and he walks in, and I was like, was that just George Lopez?
Very recognizable guy. So yeah.
And and then you went to the audition room, and you had all the producers sitting there, George Lopez, the director, everybody, and I was just like, I know you people.
We're all family already.
You just don't know me.
Yes,
Hey, it's me.
I like that. That's right. So were there a lot of other girls with you at the same time for the producers meeting, or no? Was just you called in for that one?
No. There was a bunch of people.
I guess you guys look alike or different. How's what the looks look like? Because Latina is very broad.
It is very broad, so there was a lot of diversity. There was a lot of diversity in the room.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because it's a very broad spectrum.
Yeah.
So there are all different types of Latina people.
Yes, there are.
So
I've interviewed a bunch here. I like Jaden Douglas on telenovelas. She's blonde hair, blue eyed, and she's Puerto Rican, full Puerto Rican. I'm like, and that is her hair.
Yeah.
We talk about that. We coming out.
This is my hair. Hello.
Yes. Hello. I love it. And your eyes too. Pretty eyes.
Thank you.
So you're in there. You see George Lopez, the producer. You're like, okay. So then they have you. Do you have you act with him, opposite him?
Well, first they had me do the scene, and then George said, I want to do the last scene with her. Okay. And so then we went back, and he came up with me, and we did the scene, and it was like a chemistry read.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And did you feel the chemistry yourself?
Yeah, it was great. It really was. It was a great father-daughter relationship. It kind of, it vibes really well, and he was great. He was just amazing to work with.
He's nice.
He's a legend. It's George Lopez.
Well, tell us one thing we may not know about George Lopez. You might be surprised about. Since you've been working with him.
I don't know. He's just a really nice guy. He's so hardworking. He's so dedicated. He's always, work first, play later. So he always comes in and just gives 110%. And that was really inspiring because you're so successful and you've done this so much, and you still come in and give 110% every single time.
Wow. That's inspiring because he's a guy who, of course, had George Lopez show, and then he had his talk show. But I'm like, he's good at the sitcom thing. I always feel like he's good at that kind of off humor comedy. And so this show, because TV Land does things a little differently, they have shows like Pastor and Younger. I saw all these different shows. So so when you saw the first scripts, were you just laughing out loud, just going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I can do this"?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Reading the scripts were so much fun. At the table reads, just everybody was laughing. Nobody could even like keep their mouth shut because it was so funny.
Yeah.
So the read-throughs were always really fun to have like that first out loud reading because you read it and you're like, okay, you know,
Right.
like this could be funny or whatever.
Right.
But when you have the whole cast reading it together, it's just it comes to life. It's so much funnier.
So tell folks who you play on the show.
So I play Erica. She is George Lopez's 16-year-old daughter on the show. So she's in high school. She's trying to figure out who she is. And
Sorry, I'm loving your nails.
Oh, thank
I
you.
was looking, I was like, some great
Thank you.
nails. I just like saw them. Like, oh, they're really
I know.
pretty.
I keep tapping.
I know, but I love that. But they're
I
really.
feel like an evil like.
I will
love to
get you,
tap
my
them.
pretty.
I'm
Yes.
coming for you.
I know. But they're so pretty. They're like great. Okay, go science. You're saying.
Anyway.
Yes.
So she's, you know, kind of causing issues. Not issues, but you know how kids always kind of come in with their
Yes,
ideas.
yes.
They're like, Dad, I'm going to do this. It's the coolest thing ever. And he's like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard in my life, you know? And he also have that father-daughter relationship of sometimes the kid is the parent as well. So sometimes she's like, Dad, are you stupid? Like, what are you thinking? So you have that back and forth between them two. And it's a really fun chemistry. It's a really fun character. She's really fun to explore and play with.
So you guys get to do basically call each other out. I guess it's father and daughter.
Almost, yeah. In the show, we kind of are like, you shouldn't do that. That's gonna put you in a worse situation.
And so you filmed about what, 13 episodes or probably?
12 episodes.
12 episodes.
Yeah.
They're doing that now and more. You guys know nowadays it's shorter seasons. So you filmed it all, and so how was the pacing of it? I mean, was it like was it like one episode a week, or were you up doing
It
several?
was 4 days an episode.
Okay.
So it was pretty fast.
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty
it's
fast,
like
yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 days an episode, and you know, weekends off.
Who's the other guy? I've seen him before. Who's the bald-headed guy? What's his name?
Which one?
He said he wasn't the gardener.
The Manolo, the one that plays Manolo.
Yeah, he does all the one-liner, like the great,
yeah.
just great, like snappy comebacks or whatever.
Yeah, his name's Citric, and
Okay.
he's so funny.
He seems funny. No, he seems
He's
really
so
funny.
funny in real life. He's such a nice guy too. Everyone on set was just like super nice and
Yeah.
super friendly. It was a very friendly set.
How's it been? Because you actually, with the gang related in this show, you worked on very heavily diverse shows. Actually, where the casts are very diverse. So, with a lot of Latinos on a cast, I mean, is like the crew Latino also? Is it kind of?
No, it wasn't like any type of one, you know, race in the room.
Or type of race, or I it was
or
a
like
group
type
of
of
race.
people. Like, you're Latino, you can't be our cameraman.
Yeah, right. You can't be like, oh, yes, exactly. Only the cast. No,
Yeah, no. Everybody was everything, you
That's
know.
good.
Yeah.
that's good. Was there good food on the sets?
Oh yeah, always.
Well, I'm sure.
Catering is always on point.
Oh,
It's so good.
I did a few acting shows, and I remember they used to tell me, well, the better the show, the better the catering, the more, you know, I'm like, and some shows I did, there were some really good craft services. I was like,
Oh yeah. Sometimes you go to some shows and you're like, ooh, some good food.
yeah, some good food.
Some
And then
good
you can't eat that much because you're trying to fit into whatever they're trying to give
Exactly,
you.
and then you're like, I'm gaining weight because of all. And there's food all the time.
Oh, my God.
All the time. 24/7. It's horrible.
You're like,
You see all the crew eating, and you're like, well, you don't have to be on the camera.
exactly.
You
You can eat whatever you
I'll
want.
sit here and eat
At
my
10 o'clock at night.
celery, you know, while you have bagels and pasta.
Oh, I know. I had some good. I did come up to a house back in the day, and they had some good pasta dishes.
Oh, yeah.
God, it was so good.
It was so good.
I love food. And we'll get this whole question talking about food in a second. But also, because your parents are Cuban, correct?
Yes.
And they're from Cuba, right?
Yes.
Have they been back since it's been opened?
Yes, they went back once, and
And-
we went in 2013.
Okay, and how was it?
Oh my God, it's incredible. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. It's so different. You're completely disconnected. No phone, no Wi-Fi, no nothing.
I heard that.
You're totally disconnected.
Oh my God.
So at first I kind of panicked.
You're like, I can't snap anything.
I was like, I can't
What's going on?
snap. Oh my God. But eventually you kind of settle into it. And I do have a lot of family and, you know, people that my parents knew. I didn't know them because it was my first time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
yeah.
a lot of, you know, you just kind of settle into it and you enjoy it more, you know, because you're not worrying about like, oh, what's George snapping? You know,
Right.
it's
right. You were unplugged
Yeah. And
nice
you
to do that.
It's different.
in Cuba. I want to go
Cuba.
so bad. I haven't been yet. I want to go.
It's beautiful.
That's
It
what I
really
heard.
is.
And that's what I heard.
It's frozen in time.
That's what I heard too. Mm-hmm. I just want to see all the cars. I just want to see everything.
It's amazing.
So
It
for
really
them,
is.
I know it's gonna be especially just as they start to catch up. It's gonna be amazing for them. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be blown away.
I know. We take it for
What
granted.
is the
don't
rest
we?
of the world doing?
I know.
Yeah.
We take it for granted. So for your parents, I'm sure it's very emotional for them to go back there. I'm sure.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah.
I'm sure for
Because
you to see that.
it was family members that they hadn't seen in 30 years, you know. So, you know, it was different. Everybody's aged. Everybody's gotten older.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, so you speak Spanish, and then you grew up in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Big old city of Dallas. I'll tell you, I love me some Dallas. Do you miss Dallas?
I miss the people there. I miss my family, and I miss, you know, my friends and the people I grew up with. But I like LA. I love living in LA. LA's where it's at, guys. The weather's perfect. You got a beach. You got stuff to do. I don't
Well, if you want to go to a mountain, you have mountains. You got beach, you got beach. You want desert, you got desert. We got everything here, right?
Yeah. It's perfect.
We got wineries. We got all kinds of stuff. Airports.
Got it all. In Dallas, it's just
Dallas.
buildings.
But Dallas is growing. It's so funny. I was just there recently. It's growing. I mean, the outskirts of Dallas are really growing. Yeah. So it's shout out to my cousin and my sister and all them. I like them. But what is it about? Okay, so Dallas. We're talking about Cuban and Dallas stuff. So I want to know from you, what from Dallas and your upbringing have you taken with you to LA? You feel like you still have a part of you while you're here in LA?
I don't know. I say y'all still.
That's fun.
It like stands out to people. It's really weird because I've always said y'all. I grew up saying y'all.
Yeah.
It's not something weird. And like people, did you just say y'all? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I said y'all.
Yeah.
Hi y'all.
I'm like, and first I was kind of embarrassed about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care. Y'all till the day I die.
That's right. Keep saying y'all. That's right. Keep saying that. Well, you know, in LA, we have a lot of transplants anyway, so you should know better at this point. Yeah. That not everybody's from. I'm from LA, but not everybody's from LA.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Everybody's from LA.
Yeah.
Everybody in LA is from LA. They lived in LA. They've always been in LA. They're not leaving LA.
Yeah, LA. So I like that. And what part, you know, because I talk about this coming from a Caribbean family, what part of that do you hold on to as you're in this crazy business of acting?
Well, it came from my family. You know, the only reason I have that culture is because my family taught me. So my family always keeps me really grounded. Okay. And always remind me where I came from and, you know, like how hard I've worked to get to where I am. So that's always really important. And, you know, I hold on to it. You know, I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish with my family. And, you know, it's just, it's in you. You hold on to it.
So your village. Your village.
Yeah.
That's good. And when it comes to, so do you see your family often? Do you talk to them often to kind of keep you going?
I talk to my mom every single day.
Oh, hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
But, no, yeah, I talk to my mom every single day. I talk to my dad almost every single day. I talk a lot. And
I like talking. That's why I'm in this business. Obviously, I'm a host.
And my dad sometimes like, okay, you're a lot. That's a lot of words. Here's your mother. But, yeah, I talk to my family all the time. They come and visit all the time, and you know, they were here last week. You know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they come all the time. Like I see them once a month. I'm gonna see them next week.
Okay.
So I see them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you come from a big family?
Not that big. It's a tight-knit family, but not a huge family. Okay. But we're all really close.
So when you decided to come out here, I'm always fascinated by people who like leave for where they're from to go somewhere for their dream. Excuse me. So what made you decide I'm going to go to LA?
I had always wanted to come to LA since I was 15. When I was 15, I was like, Mom, I want to move to LA. Wow. And Mom's like, haha, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm moving to LA. And I turned 18. I grabbed my dog. I grabbed my stuff. I grabbed my car, and I drove to LA.
You grabbed your dog. Oh,
I took my dog.
Cute.
I brought my doggie with me.
Oh, what's your dog's name?
Nika.
Hi, Nika. I love dogs. I have Scrabble.
She's the cutest.
What kind of dog do you have?
I love my dog. I don't know. She's a mix.
Oh, okay.
I bought her on Craigslist.
Did you on Craigslist?
Yes, I Craigslist my dog.
Oh my God! Well, I came to a good home, so that's fine.
Yeah, I gave her a great home.
That's so, okay. So wait, I got something. I'm like, so what section do you look under? Like you were just on Craigslist looking for like a dresser. And
they have a dogs for sale section.
Do they? I never noticed that before.
Yes, it's a category. I think it's under for sale.
Oh, how funny!
Pets.
Oh.
And I just typed in puppy.
Oh, how funny!
I wanted a white dog.
Okay.
Call me racist.
That's you want my dog. I want my dog to be white. That's it.
But I wanted a fluffy white dog. I don't know why, but a big white fluffy white dog.
Yes.
And that's what I Craiglisted.
Oh wow.
Fluffy white puppy, and she came up, and I said, "That's the dog I want." And so I drove to East Jesus Nowhere, Texas, and picked her up for like $200.
Wow.
Yeah.
We give her a good home. So now she's in California. Does she like California? Does she like it out here in LA?
Yeah, she likes it. I mean, I haven't asked her, but.
Well, you know, you can tell.
Dogs she enjoys it.
I mean, dogs sometimes they can show you in ways they don't like it.
Well, she had to get used to it.
Yeah, she had no
we're not
choice.
going
She had no choice. So you drove out here
Yeah, I drove.
by yourself with the
No,
dog?
well, my parents drove the U-Haul behind me.
Okay, good. Okay, I was
Yeah.
just wondering. Well, I don't know. You're a strong woman. You might like, I just do it
I'm a
myself.
strong, independent woman.
That's right. I drove here by myself, but no, your parents were behind you.
Not that.
So did you come out here first, look for a place, do all that kind of stuff first, and
No,
then?
I already had an apartment picked out. I had come out here. I found one I liked. I filled out the paperwork, signed the lease, and
Oh my God. Excuse me. Oh my God, you're more prepared than I was when I came back home. When I left and came back, it's kind of crazy. So then, what was the first things you did when you came to Los Angeles? Do you remember?
I went to the beach. I wanted to go to the beach so bad because there's no beach in Texas. All they have is a lake, and
Yeah.
lakes are murky,
Not beaches.
murky and creepy.
Yes.
So the first thing I did, I was like, I went to the beach, and
Yeah.
I went to the beach every day for like 2 weeks
wow,
when I
how
moved out
funny.
here.
How
And
funny.
I lived really far from the beach, so it was like a pain in the butt.
Oh,
but
funny.
I did it because
Oh,
I just
fun.
like I wanted to be in the beach so bad, and I took my dog with me, and my dog loves the beach.
Oh, there you go.
She loves the beach. I go
Okay.
to the beach and I can't hold her. Like, she's like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
But like, I can't hold her. I just have to like let the leash go because she wants to like hit that water so bad.
Oh, cute.
I know, and she's so cute, and she's like running around all happy. Yeah.
Okay, so then you got here, and then did you already have an agent and stuff when you got here?
Yeah. I already
Okay.
had I had my manager,
Okay.
and you know, she hooked me up. She got me with an agency, and
Good.
you know,
Now, with your name and your look, because this is something we talk about, you know, when I talk to actors, was it like, because you can pass for all kinds of different things. So was that they say, okay, we're going to sit you down, because we're going to put you out for it may be some Latina stuff, maybe some white stuff, maybe this.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I'm good. Let's just book me.
Yeah, it was just, you know, whatever I can get sent out for, I'll go for it. You know, I always put 110% in whatever you give me.
Yeah.
So you give me a boy role, I'm going to come into
Okay,
it.
she's like, so well,
I'll do
nowadays they do have those kind of roles these days. So yes.
Yeah, so it's anything, you know, but I am ambiguous, so I do get sent out for like lots of different
Yeah.
stuff. And the funny thing is that growing up, my acting coaches and all that stuff, they always told me, you're not going to go out for Latina, like, because I'm very proud to be Latina. I'm
Yeah, like, hello.
Latina, hello.
Oops.
And but they always told me, like, you're not going to go out for Latina, you look like a little white girl, you know. They're like,
Yeah.
you are Caucasian, you
Yeah.
have blue eyes,
Yeah.
you are not going to go out for Latina. They're like, get that out of your head.
Okay.
They're like, you're not going to do Spanish roles, whatever. And I was just like, okay, like, I don't care, whatever. And the two big roles that I've
yeah.
gotten were both Spanish speaking
Yes.
and Latina. And I called my
Yeah.
coaches and I was like, heh.
I love it. That's right. I mean, hello. I know people. I know that some people are trying to like either tell you stuff to say like to prepare you, like, well, this is not going to happen this way, or they have their own ideas they're trying to put on you. But really nowadays, like I said, it's just becoming every shade and every eye color and every hair color. You never know what the role is going to come. They may want a redheaded Latina. Yeah. I mean, do they ever watch any of those telenovelas? It's like especially in Central America and South
They're
America.
all different colors.
Hello.
Yep.
All different eye colors and everything. That's crazy. Actually, speaking of telenovelas, I used to watch La Reina del Sur with Kate Del Castillo, who's my favorite. But now they're doing an American version called Queen of the South.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love.
Oh my God,
I love
so
Kate
good.
Castillo.
Yeah, I love her. She's beautiful.
She's amazing.
And she's very nice. I know she went through that whole thing with El Chapo or whatever, but she seems still very genuine. She's very genuine. How do you like auditioning or not like auditioning? How's auditioning for you?
I actually kind of love auditioning because when you have a role, you're like only doing that role for a while, and it's kind of fun to audition because
Yeah.
you get to do all different types of stuff.
Yeah.
But of course, booking the roles where it's at.
Oh yeah, but you probably I feel like it seems like from you probably you try to do the audition, enjoy it, and you probably just move on.
That's what I always do. I always come in and I do my best, and I leave it on the table. And I'm like, this is what I brought to you. This is
Yeah.
what I brought with my character. This is what I brought with my role. There it is. If you like it,
Yeah.
let me know. If not, bye-bye.
What are some of the roles that you've gotten? Other roles besides we just two big ones. What are some other things you've gotten? since you've
Oh
been here?
my gosh. I got a lot of teenage high school
Yeah, I
roles
was gonna say, yeah.
because I look really young.
Yeah.
And so I get a lot of like troubled high school kid and like troubled foster home. I get a lot of troubled.
You look troubled, I guess, or something.
I look troubled, but I got a lot of high school roles. A lot of you know, just like things that kids are going through these days
Yeah.
with social media and stuff like that. And I got a lot of, you know, just a lot of high school stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But that's good.
So do
Keep
you,
me young, guys.
I was saying, you're playing younger than yourself back
Yeah.
in high school. Did you like high school?
High high school was okay.
You saw me, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I got through it.
I made it.
You made
I
it.
made it.
You graduated. You did it.
But yeah, high school was good.
Yeah.
I had good friends and a good time, and I learned a lot.
Yeah. And now you're playing troubled high schools.
Now I'm playing pretty regular high school.
Well, now you are on the Lopez show. You're
in the
playing
Lopez
somebody?
show, she's actually. It's kind of fun because she's discovering herself and trying to figure out who she is. So she comes in with like these different type of friends, and she's like experimenting with like different types of people and different types of things.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Does she get a love interest this season?
Maybe she does. Maybe she
Ooh,
doesn't.
gotta tune in, you guys. See if she gets a love interest
Gotta
on
tune
there.
in.
Have you ever had any love scenes or anything like that on any of your shows?
No.
Or kissing scenes or anything else yet? Oh, I guess you're too troubled.
Too troubled.
She can't get a man because you're too
can't do
troubled.
it.
You're too troubled on TV.
Too much baggage.
Dang it, too much baggage. Have you done any taped? Because I know nowadays taped auditions are
Taped
big.
auditions are huge.
Are huge.
Yes.
Which I know some actors don't like them because they feel like they can't play off of.
I don't like taping auditions.
Yeah.
I don't. I would rather be in person, in the room, talking to a person, being able to engage with the casting directors and the people in the room.
Right.
I personally like that. Now, however, I haven't gone in a live audition in a couple months, and I
Wow.
have been taping.
Well.
Taping.
Yeah.
Everything's taped.
She'll do it. She'll do a tape.
I'm like, I'll
auditions.
do
She'll
it, but I'd rather.
Yeah.
I personally like to be in person, but I see how it's easier to do it taped because they can get more submissions and they can watch it whenever they want.
Yes.
At home
Yeah.
with their dog, watching popcorn. Watching auditions. I don't know how
Watch
they
the
do
Real
it.
Housewives of Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah, Housewives of Dallas on the side. By the way, is that good? Because I've been wanting to see it.
It's entertaining. I started just started like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of people in here in the studio. It's very Dallas. If you know what I mean, like all the Dallas.
Of course I know what you
Any
mean.
show out of Dallas they do capture like kind of Dallas.
Yeah, but overdo it a little.
They overdo it.
bit.
They do overdo it, and the girls are overdoing it a little bit. I mean, they're doing it a little bit.
Huh.
So I'm like, I've been in Dallas many times. It wasn't just like exactly like that.
I know, I heard that and I got really hyped, and then I didn't hear anything about it
Yeah, it's
after it
kinda-
started.
yeah, it's
so I was
kind
like,
of-
oh, okay.
But I've watched a few episodes. It's a housewife show. I mean, they're all.
You love it and you hate it.
Yes. I'm very much. They're my guilty pleasures that are shame based. No.
Yep.
I watch most of them on my off time. I'm in television. I'm busy. I have a busy life, and I just watch something that's just kind of mindless. And I'll say that. And I'll watch one of them. Yeah, leave it there, and I'll watch one of those. Okay, so auditioning. Okay, so now, what are some things you would like? I always say on my show to put things out to the universe because I do believe when I say it out loud. What are some things you would like to do, acting wise?
Gosh, I want to do everything. Like, it's one of those things that I want to do dramatic roles. I want to do sitcoms. I want to do comedic films. I want to do everything. I like everything. I like acting. I like creating characters. I like telling a story, and that's just something. It's what I love to do, which is why I do it.
Yeah, right.
And so just all types of things, and I really like roles that you have to like sit down and like really think about, like those really intense roles, like the mental illnesses roles, because there's so much that goes into them, and you can't overdo it, but you don't want to underdo it. So it's kind of like you have to find that fine line. And it takes a lot of thinking, it takes a lot of research. So I like roles that are like really deep,
How do you study for your role? How do you learn your lines?
Well, when I don't really have to like memorize my lines.
Oh,
They
okay.
just kind of flow to me, and when I'm doing like my work on it, I remember the lines as I do the work. So the first thing I look at when I'm reading a script is, okay, why is my character doing what they're doing?
Okay.
Why do they do this? Why are they saying this? And once you figure out the why, then you know what they're thinking as they say it. And then once you got what they're thinking as they say it, you have a character. You're starting to build a character. And from there, I try to like engage my character in real life. So like, yeah, I'm talking to people, like normal life. But I try to like step back for a second. I'm like, okay, what would my character do if they were in this situation? How would they stand? What would they be thinking? Would they have like a weird tick? What would they say in this situation? Just kind of in my brain to like not be crazy and like flip.
Please, yes, please. Yes.
But I do kind of like run it in the back of my head, like, or like when I go back in my car, I'm like, okay, how would my character drive this car? How would my character, look at other people? How would she have responded to this conversation? How would it have gone differently? So, I try to keep that, just kind of, because then that gives you a deeper understanding of your character.
Yes.
Once you've figured out what it does outside of the realm of the world that the writers created, then you really figure out some different nuances in the character.
Yeah, I like that. It's like you kind of like to say, okay, I'm gonna, and so the words I guess come to you more naturally in the script because you're already kind of like walking the character,
Exactly.
living the character, watching the character. Yeah. So switching gears because I do follow you on social media. And you're a lot of fun on social media,
Thank you.
Say. So how important is social media these days, you think, to someone's career?
Oh my God, it is so important. My reps bug me all the time about like, get on Twitter, go tweet during the show, post these pictures, and I'm just like, oh my God. But I do love Snapchat.
Yes, you're good on Snapchat.
Snapchat is life.
Yes.
But
yes.
But yeah, it's really important. The viewers really love it when you engage with them and you talk with them and you shout out to them or you retweet them. They love that. And it's so important to engage with them to know that, like, I'm listening to you. I like your opinions. You know, keep them coming. I like to hear about it. And so I try to, you know, like my little sister, not gonna lie, she gave me like a little tour. Like, okay, this is how Snapchat works.
Okay,
This is how you make it public. This is how you do your thing.
Yes.
This is how the filters work. She was like, guys, I'm 19, but I don't use social media. And she was like, this is how you tweet and the Twitter stuff. And I was just like, okay, like I got this.
Yeah.
So I try to engage with the people that are watching the show and that are really excited about it, and it's really fun. And it's fun for them to have somebody from the show. They're like, oh, I watched that person. They liked my thingy, you know? And they really like that. So that's always really cool. So shout me out, because I'll respond, guys.
She will respond. She will respond. She appreciates each and every one of you guys.
I love you guys.
And that's a good point because nowadays there are people who like live tweet during their shows, like for East Coast and web. It's a lot. No, social media is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm on everything too. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But
it's a lot to
worth it.
juggle.
It's a lot to juggle. But but it is worth it for your career. It's just it's a necessary evil, I guess would say. A companion. I'll say companion.
Yeah.
To your career.
Yeah.
Because I know some people have told me that they have gone to auditions where like, you don't have enough Instagram followers. Sorry. I know that's happening sometimes too.
No way.
They look at people's Twitter and Instagram followers too. It's a newer thing. So it's one of those things where I always just say I can just continue doing good work, do what you have to do, but then also at the same time try to engage, I guess, fans.
Yeah.
They do like it. I would like it if somebody I liked said hi to me. I still do actually.
Yeah.
When someone like way more famous than I am, like retweet something, I'm like, oh my God!
Yeah.
They saw me.
It's exciting. It's fun. It's
exciting.
fun.
It is.
So that I try to engage as much as I can when I can with.
She's
viewers.
working, people. She's got things to do. She's working.
But I'll hop on Twitter.
So go on there.
I'll retweet you.
Everybody, well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing your trajectory just go higher and higher.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow you. I'm going to continue following you on Snapchat, and I'm going to follow you on Twitter and see how far you go.
Follow me on Snapchat, guys.
Snapchat. Well, tell folks where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Snapchat. It's AshZam, one word. Twitter is Ashley Zamora, and my Instagram is Ashley_Zamora.
And she's on the Lopez show, which is on TV Land. So go to your local listings and whatever carriers you have, find out what channel it's on. It's on there. It's really funny. You see her every week for the next, like at least I think another 9 or I think
it's like through June, yeah.
Yeah, I think through June. So you can go ahead and watch her on that. Wednesdays, you guys. Wednesdays.
10, 9 Central.
That's right. And I'm James Lott Jr. It's another edition of AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On, where we spotlight on actresses like herself over here. And we will see you next time. See you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.